big old breeze around my legs now.
Someone just kicked me in the leg.
Something's just thrown itself at me.
As my leg went forward, something kicked me in the back of the leg.
God. You all right?
Yeah, no, it's like that, and bent my knee.
Flipping it, they're having fun, aren't they? Are they having a good giggle?
Yeah, they're around us, so I guess they probably are.
It was my leg that kicked yours.
Really?
Yeah.
I wondered what that was. I thought something was being thrown
when
at
someone
us.
sort of hits you in the back of the knee, it was like that.
And does that, yeah.
Can they
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you throw something for us?
Come on, I know you're trying to egg each other on, and there's one of you who's close to doing something. Go on, do something. We won't mind. Make us laugh.
Why don't you sing Ring a Ring of Roses?
I didn't want to. It's been in my head, but I don't want to do it.
The other vigils that took place during our investigation included the numerous cameras that Kieran additionally set up. They failed to add any evidence collected, but was it evidential proof? On several occasions, various members of the crew were subjected to intense feelings of physical interaction, from being touched, spoken to, or more worryingly, attacked. Were all of these innocuous sounds from the dead of the night, or had the centuries of souls that once walked these streets chosen to make their happiness, or more likely, anger, known? Had the London Dungeon justified our investigation?
I have to admit that when I arrived at the London Dungeons, I wasn't sure about the place. We're talking of a place that's full of reenactment rather than real history. But of course, we were told the place was haunted, and after the night there, I know that it is.
At London Dungeons, what was of interest was the information that the mediums came up with. In Derek's walk around and the information he came up with, there were some inaccuracies. Came up with information about Oliver Cromwell, of which there is no association with that particular location. Also, he came up with interesting information about Jack the Ripper. Now, my feelings about this are that there's nothing about Jack the Ripper in the actual location in terms of historical fact. However, if he was picking up any sort of PSI or ESP information from the exhibits that were there about Jack the Ripper, even then the information that he was coming up with, there is no proof of it. He didn't actually mention the name, but the two suspects that he came up with were implied to be Prince Eddie and James Maybrick.
St George's Hall, Liverpool, the second Ripper, was tried not for this, not for the murders, for something else. He was the second Ripper.
I was actually present when the author of the Diary of James Maybrick admitted that he had completely faked it. So therefore we know James Maybrick is not a suspect at all in Jack the Ripper case.
Thank you, Sam, thank you.
At one point, when Derek was coming up with information about Jack the Ripper and his victims, he stated a fact. The fact was that one of the victims was murdered within 500 yards of the spot where he was standing.
And that is definitely the man who took away many lives in the close area here. It's got to be close here.
We know that that is an impossibility because we are several miles from Whitechapel, where all of the victims were killed. So he was inaccurate on that point. One of the other rooms in the London Dungeons was home to a lot of phenomena that did coincide with previous eyewitness testimony. Previous eyewitnesses had actually reported poltergeist activity, things being thrown around.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And when there was a vigil conducted in the stagecoach area, noises were heard, things were thrown around, and at one point a piece of wood did actually land amongst the vigil on the floor. Unfortunately, there's no way of verifying whether the wood may have come from the ceiling, merely an actual piece that was dislodged and fell down amongst the vigil. That would be my rational explanation for what occurred in that particular circumstance.
And at the end of the night, it was a great investigation. It was an extremely scary place, but then again it would be, with all those horrible things looking at you. Some very strange things happened, A lot of them we can't explain. So in my opinion, the place is definitely haunted. And you never know, we might just go back again.
Murder, misery and morbid mannequins mean that thousands flood through these dungeon doors year after year. But how sure can we be that this building truly holds all of these memories? Until next time, sleep tight.
The brand new series of Most Haunted continues on Living TV.
What more happened at the London dungeon, home to some very restless souls? You can see it next in Most Haunted Extra in just a moment.